Good morning, Twisties. Welcome. We're going to try a new format. I'm kind of excited about it. We're going to do 2 videos a week. And I'm going to do Tuesday mornings, my just ramblings of what I'm doing, what I'm up to, what I'm knitting, how much fun we're having. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about yarns that we carry, or just anything fun that I feel like talking about. And then on Fridays, I'll do another video that'll come out at the same time as the newsletter, probably later in the day. And that will just be kind of a recap of this week's news. It may reference this video, it may not. I haven't decided yet. That's my prerogative, I guess. I get to figure that out as we go. So that's what this is. This is our Good Morning Twisties, kind of my morning ramblings, just whatever I feel like. Today, I feel like telling you about what I did over the weekend, which was really, really cool. I got to sit down and talk with Lisa MacMillan. Many of you may know her through Ravelry. Her Ravelry ID is Lisa MacMillan, so you've seen her on the threads. She is helping right now organize the knit-along that we are doing, the garment knit-along, which is why I put a sweater on my lady here so you can see. This one actually Meg did for me. I'll put a link to the pattern and the yarns used in the below in the notes so you can take a peek and see what I've done. See what we've done for it. Anyhow, she's been helping organize that garment knit along, and she's the moderator for that group. She works full-time. She's a teacher. Actually, she's a school counselor in California. So she's been really working hard these last couple months trying to get everything coordinated that way in her actual life. And then on her Ravelry life, she's been really, really helping us out a lot. Meg and I don't have a lot of time to sit and play on Ravelry, and we wish that we could, but it's just not realistic, not if we want to keep the yarn coming to you so that you can be knitting and crocheting with it. So she's really, really helped us out a lot in that regard. I think having her on our team really has a benefit to everybody. She knows how to help form a community and lift people's spirits and acknowledge things when they're due. You know, when somebody has a great project out there, she really sees it and can build people up. So I just love that about her. We got to talk via Zoom over the weekend when both of us had a little bit of time. So I sat down with her and we talked for not very long, probably about 10-15 minutes, and I recorded it for you. So I'm gonna insert that video here now so you can watch that, and then I'll be back after that to talk a little bit more about what I'm up to and on these kinds of things. So here's my interview with Lisa MacMillan over the weekend. Enjoy.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi,
welcome.
Beth.
I want to say good morning, Twisties, but it's in the afternoon here in Michigan, and it's just barely noon there in California, yeah?
Right, yes, and it's beautiful. The weather has been fantastic.
Oh, it's so cold here, but at least it's sunny. But we had snow last night. It's I know.
It can't make up his mind.
It's May. They were saying May in Michigan. Maybe it'll snow. Maybe it'll rain. Maybe it'll be 70. You never know.
You'll have to move to California.
You know what? I would not be sad about that, except that I wouldn't have my studio to go to every day. Well, welcome to Good Morning Twisties. I'm so excited to have my first guest. Lisa and I met through Ravelry, through our Ravelry group. As she was a customer and she had a question, sent me an email, I believe, and then we just started talking over Ravelry. And Lisa, I think maybe you have the more complete story. Why don't you tell me about how you became one of our Twisties?
Well, my incredibly dear friend, Lavon Powell, actually purchased one of the most beautiful evolutions, Fairy Wing, and she gifted that to me. And so that was the first time that I was introduced to the evolutions. And what was so incredibly wonderful is that at that point I was living in Germany, and I always needed color, and I spent a lot of time at home, and knitting and crocheting really kept me entertained, and it was really almost like my therapy there. And that's really what got me started and addicted to twisted fiber arts.
Well, our fibers are a little addicting. I will be the first to admit. I learned how to knit using twisted fiber art yarns when Meg threw one at me and said, if you're going to work here, you better learn how to knit. So I tried other yarns after that and realized how good ours actually are. I'm a little spoiled. I know that. But speaking of Germany, you were there for quite some time.
I was.
But the first time we met in person, you actually were visiting here in the States, but not anywhere near here in Mason. But I still got to meet you.
Yes.
And your beautiful daughter.
Oh, thank you. I got to meet your beautiful daughter too. It was an incredible opportunity. We ended up coming every summer to visit with my family. And what was really cool is we decided to take a little side trip and come and visit you. And so Madeline, my daughter, and I made a trip out to visit your studio. It was an incredible experience. Not only did we get to meet you, spend time with you and your crew, but actually Meg helped me dye some yarn. And we spent
that's right.
time.
I forgot she did that.
Yeah, we spent time in the studio, and I left there with a beautiful hank of yarn that I actually dyed. So it was cool.
That's so fun. Oh, it was really special for us. It's not often that Twisted in Mason, tiny little Mason, we're a tiny little town. It's not really a destination city. Yeah, so it's not often that somebody comes all the way from Germany to come visit us. So that was very memorable for us. And I think we made a pretty good connection right at that time. So ever since then, we've been talking quite a bit, and you've been helping us out a lot on Ravelry. A lot of you Twisties will know her name, Lisa MacMillan, as her Ravelry ID, because she is quite often the first and only sometimes person to respond on behalf of Twisted Fiber Art in our different forums. So we thank you so much for all that you have done for that group. Meg and I are swamped to our eyeballs, and we don't always have time to get on and do the fun bits, the parts where it's just interacting with all of you. So thank you for doing that. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been great. I mean, just to see all of the fans of your yarn. They are very supportive of one another in that group. I've made friends. It's a form of connecting with others who have a passion for those things that make me happy as well. So I really can't say enough about the group, and the participants. The members are phenomenal. So it's my pleasure.
Yeah, I think it's really special, especially right now when we're all so far apart from each other, even from our neighbors right next door, to have the kind of already formed community of supportive, wonderful people who just want to, talk about things that they have in common. I just really love that aspect of Ravelry, that community that we have built there. It's really special.
It is.
So, yeah. And you, as you said, you've made a few friends. Somebody came to see you, one of our other Twisties. We were just talking about this before we got on. Is Elizabeth Delalamo?
Yes.
Delalamo. I never can remember her Ravelry name. Sorry, Elizabeth. Delalamo, right?
Yeah, it was Elizabeth and I met in the TFA group, and it was just a great opportunity. Come to find out that she actually had family, or has family even now, in Germany. And while I was living there, we arranged for the two of us to actually spend time together. And so my husband and I traveled to meet she and her husband, and we had a great meal together, and it was just a great just a nice time for us to meet in person after we had already spent so much time communicating in the Ravelry group. So yeah, that was very special.
That's awesome. Well, now you're back in the States.
Yep.
You're in California. And So it's not as long of a commute even by Zoom. I think we would have had a hard time connecting.
Yes. Yes.
So that's great. Well, one of the things, since we're talking about Ravelry, one of the things I really want to talk about with you is our current knit along that we've been working through, our garment knit along. That you guys have encouraged me to start doing my very first sweater. I brought it with me. Okay, so this is just since yesterday. If you watched my video yesterday, you saw I had about this much. Now I have about that much. It's really fun. I love eyelets. It's going slowly, but I don't have a lot of time. I'm making a lot of masks too. So I'm trying to split. I've got 2 knitting projects plus my mask making. I'm making for friends and family. And my brother's a first responder. So I try and send him a good handful of 10 or 15 every week if I can. So I'm splitting. I'm splitting my time. But we're doing the same garment. And it started, the Twisted Garment Knit Along started May 1st, but anybody who is interested in joining, please, you can join at any time during this. The only requirement is that you're making a garment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I encourage anyone to just pop on over to the group, because even if you aren't knitting a garment, you can get so much inspiration. It's been really great to see all the different projects. As Beth, you mentioned that we're making a vest, same pattern. It's really easy. I'm enjoying it tremendously. Can I show you the yarn I'm using?
Yeah.
All right. So this is Gloaming. Isn't that
one of my
gorgeous?
favorites? I know.
And I'm starting with this gorgeous green end. We're seeing a lot of projects that include a lot of Fair Isle knitting in the yoke.
Yeah,
and
in the yoke. So pretty.
I love it. And the evolutions are perfect for that. It's just been really inspirational. Again, we are really relaxed over there. If you want to join in at any point, please do so. And what I want to also share is that there's a prize at the end.
Yes.
Thank you, Beth and Meg, for donating a beautiful evolution. So for every post, progress post, individuals get their name put into a hat and potentially win a wonderful prize. So please come and visit us.
It's going to be a good prize too. I know. I already know what it's going to be. So it's going to be fantastic. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, talk to me a little bit about what types of fiber artistry you do. I know you're a knitter. You mentioned crochet. Anything else that you like to do?
I love quilting. That's something that I do often. I am a needle pointer. I do a lot of silk ribbon embroidery as well. I do a lot with wool, so I do a lot of wool work. But honestly, the thing that I love to do the most and allows me the most time with my family is knitting and crocheting. And so I really spend a lot more time there. I love making garments. I actually love Fair Isle work. So that keeps me very entertained, but a little bit more difficult to do when I'm in front of the TV. So I have a variety of projects that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I've never done Fair Isle. It's something that I'm interested in, but I don't know that I have the know-how yet. I'm not quite there. I've only been knitting for about 5, going on 6 years, and I had never done it before I started working with Twisted. I don't know if you knew that.
No, you do a great job.
But so I still consider myself a work in progress. But I love just the repetitiveness of it. So right now I'm still working on simple things, but this vest is really probably the most difficult thing I've ever done. So I'm excited. I don't consider shawls very difficult. I think it's just like follow the directions. There's not a whole lot of, bind off here, cast on there. It's just, you just keep going. And if I've discovered once you if you screw up, you just kind of fudge it a little bit and keep on moving. Unless it's for the booth, then you have to rip back. So I thought I learn as I go.
And you sew as well, though, right, Beth? What are the things that you enjoy doing?
I do. I started, actually, I was a quilter before I was a knitter. And again, it's not like I learned how to quilt. I just decided one day when I was pregnant with my daughter that I thought, you know what? I think this baby needs a quilt. So I just started cutting out squares and putting them together. And I did my first 2 or 3 quilts all by hand. I didn't ever even have a sewing machine until my 3rd child was born. And I got one for Christmas one year, and then they got a little stronger. I had to do a lot less patchwork later when they started to come apart from hand knitting, or hand sewing, pardon me. So
it's great. It's a great opportunity too to be with your family, connect and bond. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, thank you for joining me. I'm so excited. I hope other twisties see how non-intimidating I am, and maybe they would love to talk with me as well. I love hearing about who is working with our yarn and who is in our community. It's really important, I think, to build these kinds of connections with people, real live people like me and like you. We're real live people. I was telling Lisa earlier, it was really memorable for me when she came from Germany to visit us in Mason, because Meg and I are just 2 moms doing their thing and trying to make this business work, and to have Lisa come all the way from Germany and make a special trip to the Lansing area to Mason to come and see us. It made us feel really special, very, very special. And we really appreciated that. And it kind of gave us a boost for the next couple of weeks. Like, you know what? We're not so bad, are we? So that was really cool. But really, we're just people. We're just moms and women working and trying to make a difference in the fiber world. And it's really fun. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Twisties. I hope you will also join me, and I hope you like this format. It's kind of fun. I'm going to try and merge my Tuesday video in with this and talk a little before and after, and we'll see if I can make that happen. Otherwise, you might get 2 videos, this one and another one. All right, well, Lisa, I will see you later, and stay with me. I'll keep talking with you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Wasn't that great? Oh, that was so much fun to do. We had a blast. I love catching up with her. We got a chance to chat a little before and a little after the video as well. So it was really nice to touch base with her and just chat. It was great. Hey, anybody else want to do this? We can't do this every week, but every once in a while, I would love to talk to some of you, our twisties, and talk about what's important to you. What do you like about twisted fiber art? What draws you to that, to our brand, to our yarn? What do you want to see? What are your likes? What are your other hobbies? I'd love to talk to some of you, and I think others would really enjoy watching us talk. So shoot me an email, goods@twistedfiberart.com. That'll be below, a link in the notes below. And let me know if you're willing to chat with me. You can see I'm not intimidating. It's just me. We just have a little chat. We'll call ahead of time, talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then jump right into the video. And then we'll stop and keep chatting afterwards for a little bit. So it's just fun. Low pressure, it's just hanging out, and you happen to be being recorded, but I think it's good for everybody. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did, and I'd love to talk to more of you. So here, what am I doing? I've worked a little bit more on my project since I showed it to Lisa. Look at all of those eyelets. It's starting to actually look a little bit like a sweater, you guys. Look, if I turn it around, that's the top. Look, it has sleeves and everything. Well, it will. It has shoulders. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I think it's going to be really cool. I can't wait to do a little bit more. I've got some time this afternoon, so I think I'm going to work on that a little bit more. I'm also continuing to knit on my Zaftig, which is our new yarn that we'll be introducing soon. Post clubbers, you're going to get a chance to play with it before everybody else. That's one of the perks to being in club, is you get access to some fun stuff, whether it comes to you through club. Sometimes in our Surprise Me offerings, you get something fun that maybe nobody else has or can or will ever get. But sometimes it's just that in Post Club you get the opportunity to try out some new stuff that nobody else has tried yet. It will be available to everybody. Meg and I have pretty much decided on that. We just love it so much. But Zaftig is an 80-10-10 merino cashmere silk fingering base. Kind of comparable in size to our Tasty base, maybe a little lighter, but not as light as Ariel. I'm knitting with it right now on a size 6 needle, and the drape is just beautiful. I'm a loose knitter, so you might want to go up or down a size there in your needles, but I tend to like things kind of in a loose fashion. So you could do socks with it easy peasy on, on a super small, like 1 or 2, and not have an issue. I just love it, and I know you will too. That's Svelte, which is kind of like Zaftig's little sister. I love it. What am I up to today? Not a whole lot. I've got a lot of work to do. Hey, our spring sale was a huge success. Thank you, everybody. Our spring cleaning sale. That's really why I said that. I'm working on that a lot today, just kind of tying up all the loose ends, making sure everybody who orders something that's ready to ship gets that ASAP, so you can get stuff going on your needles. We've got our knit along going on. Today my job is processing orders and answering your emails and getting this video done and edited. Guys, I've never done editing before. Usually I shoot these on my phone, I upload it directly to YouTube, and then I put in the notes and go. So this is going to be a first for me, with sandwiching another video between 2 videos. It's one of the reasons I decided to use my computer to record instead of my phone, because it goes straight to my QuickTime player, which I can manipulate in many different ways. I hope it works. All right, it's a quick video today. Well, maybe it's longer because of the other video sandwich in between. We'll see whether or not I can get that to work. But next week it'll be a lot more involved. I'll have some topics to talk about. Maybe we'll have another call, a video call with somebody. That would be fun. And I hope you stay tuned. I know this is kind of awkward. I'm learning, you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Love you guys. Bye.